Hello everybody, it is Monday, March 15th, and this is a white, yellow, and orange belt class. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you're ready to rock and roll. Now today's class is going to be a little bit different. We're going off book here, and we're going to be teaching you a little bit different things. We're going to be jumping ahead of your normal stuff, white belts, but I think you guys will enjoy it. Before we do that though, as always, you guys have to do your warm-ups. So we're going to pause the video now. We're going to do our warm-ups. You're going to go to your app, click on curriculum, click on Leave Online, and come back and we'll see you here in about 7 to 10 minutes. All right, welcome back. So today, guys, I'm going to give you our keyword right off the bat, okay? It's called grappling. Our keyword's grappling. Now, grappling can mean a lot of different things, but the first thing that comes to mind when we think about grappling is ground fighting, groundwork. But actually, as soon as Senpai Bailey and I get hands-on with each other, we're already grappling here. But generally speaking, grappling refers to on the ground. It looks a lot like you might think of wrestling. There's some major differences in grappling and wrestling. Now, a lot of our grappling derives from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay, which also derives from Kosen Judo. Okay, Jiu-Jitsu is grappling or what?
I said, which also derives from.
So it's grappling is we're trying to make an opponent submit or give up by using different techniques to beat them. Now, unlike wrestling, we score points with takedowns and things like that, and then pinning our opponent, getting their back to the ground. Thing is, the rules in a grappling situation are very, very different than they are in a wrestling situation. For example, in a wrestling situation, I want to score by getting my opponent's back or shoulders onto the ground, like so, okay? And then I can pin him, okay? And then I score or win the match that way. However, so instinctually, wrestlers never want their back to touch the ground, so what they do a lot is they immediately go here and they get their chest down so they can't get pinned. The problem is, in grappling, this leaves you completely vulnerable. As you can see, you can kind of see Senpai Bailey. He's almost off camera there. You can kind of see here, Senpai Bailey is choking. Now you're too close to him. There you go. He's got a rear naked choke on his opponent. You never, ever, ever turn your back to your opponent. So there's a lot of differences here, guys. A lot of differences. So what we're going to talk about today is some fundamental positioning that you have to know when it comes to grappling. Now, believe it or not, 90% of street fights end up on the ground after the first 10 seconds. They end up on the ground, and then if you turn your back to your opponent, you put yourself in a very, very bad position. Now, grappling tends to be a very popular, cool thing to do right now. Jiu-jitsu schools are popping up everywhere. The problem is, if you train just in jiu-jitsu, you rely on going to the ground. In the street, the ground is not all soft and cushy like this mat. So we really don't want to end up on the ground in a street fight or a self-defense situation unless we have no choice. On the ground's not very nice, and I can't defend myself against the guy's buddy who's standing right there while I'm on the ground too. So we want to avoid going to the ground at all costs, but we need to know what to do when we do end up on the ground, if we do end up there. So the first thing we need to know about is, and I'm gonna move my grappling dummy for a second, okay? And Senpai Bailey's gonna use me for a second. You can move your grappling dummy. Okay, so here the first position that we need to know about in grappling is this position right here. This is called dead man's position because my back is turned to my opponent here. Like I said, in a wrestling situation, a wrestler might go here because they're like, oh, you can't pin me. But that doesn't stop Senpai Bailey from choking me, okay? Doesn't stop him from hitting me, okay? It doesn't stop him from bouncing my head off the floor, okay? It doesn't stop him from maybe trying to do an armbar. I can't kick him. I can't punch him. Okay, I'm defenseless here. We never, ever, ever turn our back to our opponent. If a wrestler gets in a fight, instinctually they go here and then they put themselves in bad positions. Okay, the next position right here. Go ahead, Bailey. This is called the mount position. Now in this position, Senpai Bailey's in a much better position because I'm in a much better position because my hands are at least in front of me. So Senpai Bailey sits up and he tries to punch me. My hands are in front of me to try to protect, but eventually something's gonna get through there. Okay, if he wants to choke me, he can lean into me If I want to choke him, he can sit up out of it. Okay, but this is still a better position than if I have my back to him. So in this position right here, the mount, the top person is in control. Next position here, this is going to be called the side mount. In the side mount here, okay, Senpai Bailey's chest is on my chest, his knee is in my ear, his other knee is in my hip, okay, his weight's down on me. Okay, we'll turn it this way so you can see. Again, Senpai Bailey has a control position. I'm really kind of stuck underneath him here. Okay, the next position is called a reverse mount. Okay, so from here, guys, Senpai Bailey's going to be up here. He's got his chest on my chest. He's got my arms underhooked. Okay, he doesn't want to be too low on me down here because he doesn't have the weight control. Okay, and he can't attack the arms and then throat from down there. Okay, so from here, his knees are wide, his chest is low. Okay, and he's got my arms underhooked right here. Okay, the next position that we're going to do here, this is called the guard. Senpai Bailey's going to be on his back. He's going to use his hands to pull me in. Wraps his legs tight around my waist here. Okay, now I'm not going to lay down here because Senpai Bailey will use my head as a punching bag. I'm going to posture up and put my hands right here on his hips. Right here on his hips, okay? So now I kind of have a control position, or I'm postured up so he can't attack me as easily, but the bottom person has control. If I want to hit him, I take my hands off, he can extend, or he can pull me in and he can hit me. If I want to choke him, he can extend with his legs. If he wants to choke me, he can pull me in and get a choke. Okay? So again, now we're going to review this with our partners. Okay, come on, Senpai Bailey. All right, so I have my grappling partner. First position we need to know, again, he's got his back to me. I'm sitting right around his waist, okay? Now, if you don't have one of these grappling dummies, if you didn't jump on the opportunity to buy one from us a couple weeks ago, okay, we're hoping to be able to get more available to you soon. But in the meantime, you're gonna have to use maybe a big stuffed animal. Don't do distracting things, please. Okay, a big stuffed animal, a partner, brother, sister, mom, dad, just to go through these positions here. First position we know, this is called a dead man's position. Never, ever, ever turn your back to your opponent. Top person is in control. Now we're gonna flip this partner over. I'm gonna sit right where his belt would be, right around his waist, okay? Now, this guy, you'll teach him to get his arms up inside like this, okay? But I'm sitting right in his belt, my knees are on the floor. I'm not sitting like he's a horse, okay? I'm sitting with my knees on the floor, okay? My hands are on the floor above his shoulders. This is called the mount. The top person in control. Later you'll learn there's a couple different types of mounts. This is a high mount, and this is a low mount. Okay, the low mount kind of makes it harder for him to move and breathe, okay? Working and suffocating him here. The next position is called side mount. So from here, his inside arm is going to be here along my hip line. I'm going to underhook his head, and I'm going to underhook this arm. Senpai Bailey, stay in the position you're in. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can kind of see what I'm doing with his arms here. Okay, so I have underneath this head and underneath this arm. With this underhook is important. It helps me control him. Okay, if he gets that arm back here, he can work out the back door. So I want to underhook this arm right here. And this guy, we teach our students to get that arm up across the trachea there. So I have side mount or side control. Okay, my knees are wide. And my butt's down low. I'm not sitting with my knees up and my butt high. I have no weight on it and no control. Okay, the next position is called a reverse mount. When we do the reverse mount, you're going to go that way, I'll go this way. So when we go reverse mount on our opponent, I'm going to underhook the shoulders here. And I want my chest on his chest, like so. I don't want to be down below here. I don't want to be below his belt with my nose. I don't have as much control. The arms are too far behind me. I can't attack him. Okay, I want to be underhooking those shoulders, chest on chest, just like so. Again, knees are spread wide. Okay, hips low. Last position, this is called the guard. I'm going to pull my opponent in here. Senpai Bailey, you can do it from there. That's a good idea. You have his legs? Okay, good. Okay, now if you notice, Senpai Bailey, get your legs up around the waist, not the butt, please. Okay, you gotta push him down further. There you go. So now I'm up inside, my opponent's posturing up. Okay, my guard is wrapped high and tight around his waist, so I can pull him in and attack. I can push away and extend. We can work chokes. We can work ground and pound, and so forth, okay? Again, just to show you that guard, right here. Wrapped high and tight around the waist. I don't want to be down around the butt. I don't have control. High and tight around the waist, okay? All right, we're gonna go through this one more time. So my Bailey's gonna demonstrate. Okay, flip your guy over. Back up, please, you're too close. Sensei. Okay, first position we need to know, come towards me. Dead man's position. Opponent has your back to you. You have your free will to ground and pound and do whatever you need to do. Next position we have here, this is called the mount. You have your high mount or your low mount, okay? Both are effective. Top person has control. Next is called the side mount. Okay, notice his knees are spread wide, his hips are low, his chest is on the chest. He's under the head, and he has a far side underhook there. Turn sideways. Good, just like that. Now, swing around and let's work the reverse mount. Again, he's here. Knees are spread wide, hips are low, chest on chest. He's in control here. Finally, the last position is called the guard. Okay, now you would have broken that guy's legs if you did that son by Bailey in real life. Come this way, please.
Whoa.
Okay, so he's high and tight around the waist. Okay, he's got control of his legs. He wants to extend away. He pushes away with his hips. He wants to pull him in and attack, and he can pull him in and attack. Okay, it's important that you're high and tight and you're crossing those feet at the ankles. Okay, all right, stand up, son by Bailey. Okay, so like I said, we went a little bit off book today. Hope you guys enjoyed the training with your grappling dummies or partners or friends or brothers, sisters, whatever you want to call them. Don't call them a dummy to their face. That's not nice. But anyway, a very good, world famous, Hall of Fame martial artist once said, right here in this very classroom, 9-time UFC champ Matt Hughes said, position before submission. Knowing how to get in the right position with your opponent before you submit him is key to your success. So that's why we're not learning moves to make an opponent give up or tap out yet. We're just learning what the do's and don'ts are of grappling. Hope you enjoyed today's class. Now, one last bit of news, guys. I sent out an email today. We announced that in March we were entering phase 2 of our return to normal. And I think it's gone great so far. Starting the hands-on contact with self-defense and so forth. It's been great. Starting next week, March 22nd, we are returning to sparring at Leading Edge. That's right, we're going to return to sparring here at Leading Edge. Now, to do that, that's for yellow belts and above. Please refer to the email that I sent out today. Read all the important information. Watch the video. Please read it from A to Z. It's very important. Yellow and orange belts, you need to know how to put on and take off all your gear before you come to classes. You need to disinfect completely every time you attend class. No extra stuff in your gear bags at all. Hey guys, thanks for training hard. Thanks for being lean and strong. We'll see you online and we'll see you on the mat. Oos.